Welcome back to CityLine. Joining me now from the Homesharing program from Shared Housing Services, Juleeann Fisher, and welcome to CityLine, Juleeann. Yeah. So, what is homesharing?
Home sharing is an age-old idea. It's two people that aren't related sharing a home together. So each person has their own individual room, an individual or a shared bathroom depending on the home and use of the living spaces. So think of the TV show Friends, or let's go back to Golden Girls, or Will and Grace. Just two people, it's basically having a roommate and sharing a common living space.
Okay. So it's not, is it subleasing from an owner to another individual, or is it people going into a home that they don't have any ownership in?
They don't have ownership. They do have a month-to-month lease that they use with the owner, and the owner chooses to rent out the room based on what their needs are.
Oh, okay. So what role does homesharing play in addressing the current affordable housing crisis and homelessness crisis?
Sure. So home sharing actually helps prevent people from becoming homeless or housing insecure. It creates affordable housing options for those in need. So right now in Pierce County, there's a shortage of over 10,000 affordable housing units. So by somebody opening up their home for home sharing, they're creating an affordable option for somebody that isn't able to find an option out there. And the nice thing about that is we're using existing housing stock, so we're not having to use any tax dollars for this.
Okay. So when you talk about who are the people that would benefit from using like their spare bedroom to home share, you thinking empty nesters and things like that, or what?
Oh, empty nesters is a great example. We have quite a few empty nesters that have been interested in our adult home sharing program that have been housing college students, which has been a really neat experience. Think of somebody that maybe is possibly disabled or a senior that's living on their own that isn't able to get out of the house as often as they would want to, that needs some companionship, maybe a little bit of housekeeping or a ride to the doctors once in a while. Or somebody who's on a fixed income that owns their home, but with the rising cost of property taxes, maybe medical expenses, they're really having to stretch their dollars. And so they're having to make their money go further. So by opening up that room and getting that extra income, they're able to stay in their house safely.
Okay. So then on the other side of that, you mentioned college student, or who are the home seekers? Who are the people looking to rent that room?
Sure, we see home seekers of all ages, from different backgrounds and different situations. We have college students as one of our larger groups that are looking for homes. We have people that are seniors and disabled people that are on fixed incomes that are looking for homes. People that are working. If you consider the average person working in Pierce County that works a part-time job, or I'm sorry, minimum wage job, they have to work almost 90 hours a week just to make basic rent for a studio apartment, which is almost impossible. So we have people that are working 2 and 3 jobs, but they're just not able to find housing. So by providing them a home, it gives them a safe, stable place and helps them to move on in their career goals, save some money, and get into a place of their own.
Sure. So is there a process involved in becoming a home provider or a home seeker?
There is. It's a pretty easy process, although it is very thorough. It starts by going to our website, which is the name of our company. It's sharedhousingservices.org. You go to the website and you fill out an application. And once you submit that application, you have to come into the office for a background check. Everybody goes through a 7-year national criminal background check. Backgrounds take 2 to 3 business days to come back. And once those come back, we give the home seekers a call and we have them come into the office. And I actually sit down with them. We go over the application in detail, what they're looking for, and we start looking for matches. And for home providers, I go out to the home, meet everybody who lives in the home, meet the pets, look at the area, and just talk to the homeowner about what they're really looking for in a roommate. We don't have a list that we hand out. We match individually based on what the home provider and the home seeker are looking for. So say, for instance, you were allergic to cats. I wouldn't send you to a home that had cats. So just simple things like that where we wouldn't want to send you on a list. We want to match detailed so it's beneficial to the homeowner and to the home seeker.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now when we talk about safety, you mentioned the background check. Is that the process that you use to ensure the safety?
It's one of them. The background check does help ensure the safety by us running it. The fact that I sit down personally and meet with each individual and I talk to them, because it's not just a piece of paper. People are not numbers. They're individuals and these are their lives, and it's very important. So we want to get to know them, get to know a little bit about them, what their goals are, what they're looking for. And these aren't placements, they're just referrals. So it's completely up to the home provider and the home seeker whether or not they want to move in together. This is their choice, so we're just there to provide the referrals and to support them. And the other safety feature is that we don't go away. We're there to follow up after the person moves in. We're there to take phone calls if, say, a home seeker is living somewhere and they get a job somewhere else and they want to move. We're there for that process too, and then for finding the home provider a new seeker. So we're there step by step the whole way.
Very nice, very nice. So what are some of the benefits? You mentioned camaraderie, companionship, that kind of thing with their roommate, but what are the other benefits of becoming a home provider?
Besides combating isolationism, that is a huge one. You know, sometimes it's just nice to come home and the lights are on, somebody was cooking, it smells good, and you're not by yourself. It cuts down on your costs. It provides somebody that's there to help, pay those bills. For some people, it helps just having somebody else in the home. Maybe they're living there at a reduced cost and they're doing some yard work and some driving. So it not only keeps up the house and the property value, but it helps beautify the neighborhood and it helps keep that house stable. Maybe the home provider was thinking, oh, I don't know how I'm going to be able to pay my mortgage. Well, now we have that home provider stable because a home seeker has moved in. Now that home seeker has a stable place to call home. They've helped make that house stable, and we're keeping that house in the neighborhood, in a good neighborhood. And do you know what I mean?
Sure.
It's just helping to keep the neighborhoods and the people together. It helps people age in place. It keeps communities together. Once you have a roof over your head, it's so much easier to continue with your career goals and your educational goals and things of that nature.
Sure. And it actually enhances the community because you've got new folks coming into the community and
Absolutely.
share different experiences, etc.
Yes.
So what misconception would you like to dispel about the home sharing program?
Sure. So our adult home sharing program is geared for individual adults. And quite often those people are experiencing some sort of housing instability. And with the news, unfortunately, when they portray homelessness, they're portraying street corners with tents on them and garbage, and they're giving us the worst of the worst. And the reality is that that's not the face of homelessness. The face of homelessness is our seniors who are being pushed out of their homes because they can't afford the rent anymore. Since 2012, a one-bedroom apartment, the cost for one has gone up 74%.
Wow.
But the people on fixed incomes, their income has only gone up 10%. So you can see there's a huge disparity. So we have people that are experiencing housing insecurity because of their situation, but they're just teetering on the edge. So they may be working 2 jobs, but they can barely make ends meet, so they end up sleeping in a shelter. So we're trying to catch them before they teeter off that edge, when their rent is getting increased, and help them find a place that is affordable. So we help people from falling into that pool of homelessness.
Sure, sure. How can the general public help?
By sharing the word, talk to their neighbors. Maybe they have a neighbor that's struggling or somebody that they're thinking of. We have pamphlets and brochures that we're happy to hand out. We have an amazing outreach specialist, Joy Stanford, who goes out, and I go out myself as well, and we're happy to go to churches, go to Rotary clubs, go to your knitting club. We want to share what we're doing and make people comfortable with the process. So they're a little more open to opening up their homes and, realizing that there's the possibility of something great out there for them.
And it's just looking around and realizing you have some space that could be utilized.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
So how can people learn more about your home sharing programs?
So starting this year, we have launched our our home sharing forums. We talk about our adult home sharing and our youth host home program. I brought a lovely flyer here. Hopefully everybody can see this. So we've already had one this year. We have one coming up on March 4th at the Summit Library in Tacoma, one on March 18th at the Gig Harbor Library, and one on March 25th at University Place Library. So what we're doing is we're going out, we've partnered with Pierce County Libraries, and we're going out to each city in our county and spreading the word, because as you probably know, a lot of places don't have easy access to resources. People may not have the transportation that they need or access to internet, and we want to make sure that we're going out and getting the word out to the community about what we do and letting them know that there are other options. And home sharing is a great one. It doesn't use any tax dollars. It uses existing housing costs. It creates relationships, and it's one little step towards the solution to the problem.
Nice. So in a brief moment, how do you describe what happens at a shared housing program?
So what we do is we do a little bit of this. We just sit and talk with people. We bring in a few experts, what we would like to call them, some of our seasoned home providers and home seekers who have been in the process, and let them talk about their experience. We bring in some people from Tacoma Housing Authority. We talk about vouchers, some of the landlord-tenant laws. At a few of them, we have tax people that are coming just to talk to people about that, because people have a lot of questions and we want to be there to answer them.
Sure. All right. Well, Juleeann, it's been a pleasure having you on today, and I hope more people can take part in the home sharing program.
Thank you. I hope some more people considering opening up their homes and helping out.
Very good.
It's a great process.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, Samuel and Mai Ling, how are things coming over there? We're getting to the end of the program here.
It's pretty much done and ready to go if you are hungry.
All right.
Give it a try.
Well, we'll take a break, and then I'll join you over there for the next segment.
Copy. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. We'll be back. Please stay with us.